Let's be honest. When it comes to men's health, there's one question that never seems to go away. Does size really matter? You hear it in late-night jokes, locker room banter, even at family dinners when someone makes that awkward comment. On social media, it's everywhere. Memes, exaggerations, bragging, complaints. But beneath all that noise is a man quietly asking himself, am I normal? Do I measure up? And what do women actually want? Today, I want to give you an answer that is both comforting and surprisingly simple. Stick with me because we're going to separate fact from fiction, explore what science really says about women's preferences, why myths are so persistent, and the everyday habits that silently undermine men's confidence far more than any ruler ever could. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from today. I love knowing how far our men's health community reaches. And while you're here, hit like and subscribe. It really helps me continue bringing you honest, practical health insights without shame, stigma, or gimmicks. Let's start with the myth. The idea that bigger is always better is everywhere. Movies, jokes, even some friends reinforce it. But science tells a completely different story. Across multiple studies, when women are free to choose privately, without social pressure, without outside influence, the overwhelming preference is for average size. Not extremes, not the exaggerated links you see in media, not the cartoonish versions online. Average. Why average? Because sex is about comfort, connection, and pleasure, not about maximizing inches. And here's the most reassuring part. The vast majority of men already fall into this preferred range. For those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Catherine Mitchell, a board-certified urologist and sexologist. I've spent over 7 years helping men over 50 protect their confidence, improve intimacy, and restore dignity in their health. I've seen hundreds of men walk into my clinic with the same quiet worry. Doctor, I'm afraid I'm not enough. And I can tell you firsthand, that fear can be far more destructive than people realize. It affects not just performance in the bedroom, but marriages, self-esteem, and even professional confidence. That's why today, I'm going to walk you through the real science and then share the 5 biggest mistakes men make when it comes to this issue, and most importantly, how to replace insecurity with real confidence. Mistake number 1, the leaving media myths. Biologically speaking, the average erect penis is about 5 to 6 inches long and 4.5 to 5 inches in girth. Studies of best-selling adult toys show that women overwhelmingly choose sizes within this range. Emotionally, when men compare themselves to unrealistic media portrayals, they create anxiety and shame, even though they are already within the normal range. Practically, stop comparing yourself to movies or exaggerated stories. Women's private preferences reflect reality, not fantasy. Mistake number 2, ignoring comfort and fit. The female body is designed for comfort. Too much girth or excessive length can actually cause discomfort, not pleasure. Emotionally, many women value trust, safety, and closeness far more than size. They don't want sex to feel like a performance. They want it to feel like connection. Practically, this means pacing, communication, and positioning matter far more for satisfaction than an extra half inch. Learn what feels right for your partner and focus on creating mutual comfort. That alone will transform the experience. Mistake number 3, assuming all women want the same thing. Biologically, studies show subtle variation in preferences. Women who report vaginal orgasms sometimes prefer slightly above average length, but again, we're talking about small differences, not extremes. Emotionally, preferences are deeply individual. Some care about size, many don't care at all. What most value universally is confidence, intimacy, and communication. Practically, instead of asking, am I enough, ask your partner, what makes you feel most comfortable and connected? That shift in focus alone can completely change your intimacy. Mistake number 4, neglecting overall health. Erections depend far more on blood flow, hormones, and lifestyle than on size. Dehydration, smoking, poor sleep, and lack of exercise all hurt performance. Emotionally, men who invest in their energy, health, and presence feel attractive regardless of measurements. Practically, take charge of the basics. Stay hydrated, exercise consistently, manage stress, and prioritize sleep. Women consistently rank vitality and energy above physical extremes, so being healthy and vibrant is far more important than obsessing over inches. Mistake number 5: letting insecurity control the bedroom. Anxiety triggers stress hormones, which raise cortisol, lower testosterone, and reduce blood flow. This leads to softer erections, less pleasure, and frustration for both partners. Emotionally, when men enter intimacy worried about size, women can sense the tension and it breaks the connection. Practically, replace comparison with confidence. Focus on presence, patience, and attentiveness. Show up fully engaged with your partner, and you will naturally become more satisfying in ways that go far beyond measurement. So, what can you do starting today? First, stop the comparison trap. Unfollow social media accounts that fuel insecurity and protect your mind from unrealistic expectations. Learn the averages: 5 to 6 inches in length, 4.5 to 5 inches in girth. Science says you're almost certainly within range. Second, shift focus to skills. Communication, foreplay, trust, and connection consistently rank higher for women than size. Third, invest in your health. Strong circulation, balanced hormones, proper sleep, hydration, and regular exercise matter far more than an extra inch. Fourth, practice confidence rituals. Before intimacy, take a deep breath, focus on your partner, and remind yourself, I am enough. I understand this topic is loaded with emotion. Some of you may have carried insecurities since your teenage years. Maybe someone made a cruel joke or comment. Maybe you've silently worried every time you entered a relationship. But here's the truth: science is on your side. You are normal. You are enough. And you are capable of deeply satisfying your partner, not because of a number, but because of who you are and how you connect. Confidence doesn't come from chasing extremes. It comes from understanding reality, taking care of your body, and showing up with presence and respect. Age is not the enemy. In fact, many men find their 50s and 60s become their most confident years because they let go of comparison and embrace connection fully. Vitality, confidence, and intimacy can grow stronger with age when you stop measuring against myths and start measuring against yourself. Gentlemen, hold your head high. You don't need to measure up to myths. You need to measure up to your own standards, and that is more than enough. Focus on health, presence, and communication, and you will create meaningful, satisfying connections that last a lifetime. Remember, your worth is not defined by inches. It's defined by confidence, health, and the love and attention you bring to every relationship. If this reassured you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear the truth. I'm Dr. Catherine Mitchell, reminding you that your confidence and connection matter far more than any number ever could. Stay strong, stay confident, and remember, you're enough. Always.